Welcome back to Nerd Cabal, the hidden circle where bootlegs are sacred text, and pop culture's secret canon is laid bare. We gather to interpret the forbidden scriptures with questionable significance, but absolute conviction. Open your contraband hymnal and let the ritual commence. Everybody, welcome back to another episode of Nerd Cabal. This is episode 4 of our discussion of Wizard People. Dear reader, I'm here with my co-host, Enviroboy, and Newsman Boyer, who is back to join us again.
Back from the dead.
Literally, we killed him, and then he came back.
It's pretty close.
the total defeat. Yeah, that happened.
it's pretty close.
Well, actually, Harry reconstituted his body and blew life back into him, but we'll get to that
so
later.
It happened so fast, you didn't even see it.
Thank God that he is.
So we left off on Kill That Fudging Troll, which is chapter 18. We're at the halfway mark of Wizard People, Dear Reader now, so halfway through, and we're into what is probably considered to be the high point of the whole commentary, which is the cribbage match. Got some great clips coming up. Really looking forward to this. So let's get on with it. The chapter 19, the cribbage match, opens with lunchtime. Harry and the Wretch are eating with the bear when out of the blue, Snake appears.
Nice work on the troll thing, she says, eyes shifting. I wish you luck today in the cribbage match. Harry responds in his brain with, I wish you luck on not hating your parents for mixing up such an unthinkable person.
Right off the bat, we're hit with such a great line. I wish you luck on not hating your parents.
Such a good burn.
Beautiful burn.
I gotta keep that one in my back pocket, man. Like that's a good one.
It's pretty fucking brutal.
The constant reminder that the producer of this has chosen to make Snake a female.
Yeah.
Just everything about this is such a beautiful absurdity. It's fun.
It is quite absurd. So Snake hobbles off, and then Harry, Ron, and Harmony are discussing that they think that Snake is the one that let in the troll. It's basically the same plot as in the movie. And then it's one of the lines here is Harmony's brain burns at a mean rate. And it looks like Harmony is like really concentrating in that point. It's funny. And she comments that whatever is being guarded by that dog is important enough to Snake that she might, if she hasn't already, make a pact with Valmart.
As one does when trying to steal things from a school. Incidentally, this is beside the point of Dear Readers. But does anyone ever, like, am I alone in thinking it's bizarre just how critical to like world politics this school is? Like, think about your like high school and imagine that like consistently the president is coming to talk to your principal. Like, it's insane, right? Like, am I the only one who feels that way about just the Harry Potter world in general?
It's an interesting take.
You're probably correct. These kids are way too mixed up in world politics, as it were.
Like there's a lot of stuff getting mixed up in here for it to just be like a school. Like imagine, just like think about it. Think about like all of the world's leaders. Imagine if they're all like, yeah, no, the place that we need to control is like this one community college in the middle of town.
Yeah, it's absurd.
I don't know. This is beside the point. I don't
know if I've ever thought of that, but it's pretty accurate. You're not wrong.
Right? Like it's weird. It's a little weird.
with like the
It's a lot to put
Ministry
on
of
the shoulders
Magic
of grade
imposing laws
schoolers.
over all of Hogwarts and such like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's just
yeah,
there's so much value to just like who's like teaching a bunch of like 8th graders.
yeah.
Yeah, a lot to put on the shoulders of grade schoolers, but
And I mean, like, I guess
moving-
it's kind of sensible because apparently whatever house you're sorted into kind of determines your fate. Like, are you going to be, which side of history are you going to be on? You were sorted into Slytherin. I guess the hat decided for you. There you go.
Yeah.
All right. At any rate, that's a big divergence. We don't need to continue on that. I was thinking about that with the whole like teacher making a pact with Valmart. It just made me think like this is a wild premise.
Definitely more pressure in comparison to like our 8th grade middle school years, where it's just like, does this person like me? Am I gonna pass this test?
I remember one time it was really big news because the local police officer from like the small town that I was in, granted, like it was the police department had like 4 officers in it. One of them came and talked to our school one time, and that was big news.
Oh yeah, always a big deal.
They brought in their dog. They had their canine.
I met Officer Frank. He autographed my baseball cap.
I was gonna say our school liaison officer was literally named Buddy. So I mean, like,
that's incredible.
Yep. Well, we got to move on, guys.
I was just saying, sorry, we're supposed to be talking about Dear Readers.
We're talking about nostalgia, just like we're doing a nostalgia piece. It's just invoking so much nostalgia along the way.
Everybody loves a good rant, what's the, I don't know what word I'm looking for, a good diatribe. There we go.
This is partially your fault, Scott, because you made me drink coffee. So I'm awake this time.
It's no problem. I can just edit out everything at the end.
Don't you dare edit out my anecdotes.
What an amusing antidote. In any case, moving on. The delivery birds show up, and then they drop Harry's broom, and he says, "Willikers, the broom I wanted all the way back in Calgon Alley." And the name of the broom is the. Do you remember it off the top of your head?
No, it's long. Oh, he might.
You mean like? Do you mean the Dear Readers version?
Yeah, the Dear Reader version. Obviously,
I would never remember it off the top of my head. It's way too chaotic for that.
Oh, I've got it memorized, but I do have it right here. It's the Necro Be Nimblo alla Fasa Goso.
I can remember Necro Be Nimblo, but then the rest of the gobbledygook that he throws in there.
I don't know how he came up with this. It's like a mix of Italian and gibberish.
I think it probably, when it happened, just came out of his mouth and he settled on it.
Well, it has to have been improvised, at least the first time he came up with it.
And what's really funny is, as soon as he says this bizarre name, it zooms right in on the broom handle that says Nimbus 2000. Hilarious. And then Harry says, "Well, who could have done this?" And then he looks over at Hardcastle McCormick and he says, "Well, maybe it was Softcastle McCormick." Wink, wink, Harry. Wink, wink.
Wink, wink. Another bone that I have to pick with the nature of Harry Potter with the favoritism, but I'll let that one go. We don't need to go to a whole other thing.
I know. I feel the exact same way though. It's like, can you imagine if a random professor like just decided to like spend, easily like $1,000 on a student for a gift?
Right. Yeah, I mean, it's like if you're a kid at school and you just got your driver's license and your teacher up and buys you like a Mustang or something. It's like, because it's not even just like a crappy, like Comet 260 or something within the lore. Like they get him like a racing broom. It's like they got the kid like an F1 racer.
They have the newest top of the line broom. That is a McLaren right there. That is a Mercedes Benz.
And in this case, Harry didn't even have a driver's license or anything like that. That's simply true. Buys him the Corvette of broomsticks because his dad was a hot shot in school, and she favorites him and maybe the owl, judging by the shot that they zoom in on during the wink wink portion. Like, it's just, imagine just being in chemistry class and Mr. Smith or somebody and whoever the teacher is like, giving you a car with a big wink, wink, and everyone's gonna figure it out.
By the way, here's the keys to your Bugatti, kid. Have fun.
Yeah, your dad was cool, so here's a car.
That's definitely setting up for some sort of perv scandal, I think.
Right? Imagine being Ron, and like the first time you see, like, you like, actually not even the first time, he's already seen how rich Harry is, and then someone buys him the best room. It's like, God, like, rich get richer. You don't even have to spend your own money on that. God,
get the fuck out of here. So, well, in any case,
yeah. Anyway, sorry, another digression. I'm full of them today. You guys better mute me.
they get into the cribbage arena, and Brad has a great line here. It's, imagine music, dear readers, heavy with cellos at a rapid staccato, cellos held between thighs in a dark room, the little room of Harry's chest, as he walks on with his teammates to the opening gate of his first test of cribbage. It's a really great line.
It's so good.
Oh yeah, and this keeps rolling out here.
I so badly want to have any of the level of creativity of that in my life. Like, man, oh man. Like, I don't even want to profit off of it. I just want to know that I am that like astute in creative observations.
Newsman, why don't you read the next line?
Sure. Harry is a world laced with rivers of wizardly blood. He is ready.
Another really great line there.
Just awesome. As the sun streams on their faces, he throws his leg over his steed and begins to rip the air a new one. His teammates,
I love that line.
His teammates and he swim through the air, testing out the space of the enormous field of play as the announcer squawks a fact that begins to drive the blood up in all of the chilled spectators. Gryffindor versus Slytherin.
Yeah, I enjoy that first line quite a bit. The autumn air puts up an icy fight, but the heat off of Harry alone warms the airy playing field. All of Harry's worries and hangups and personalities are left in the locker room. Here it is only the seeking machine that is Harry Potter. He is so ravenous, he can hardly keep from flying over and chomping the fingers off of his opponents in a gesture of what's to come. Just blow the fucking whistle, he growls. That's great.
The face that he makes in that cut too is like
the whole match is such a goldmine of facial expressions aligned with what Neely is like narrating. It's so good all the way through.
So then Professor Catface Meowmers comes onto the field, and she releases the snitch, and I'm going to play another clip.
That snitch brings the animal and Harry right up to his eyeball skins. That snitch is Harry's desire, his fucking life. Harry knows what he has to do, and I'd warn God himself not to get in the way.
Such a force of nature.
Well, Harry is a new god, a godlike animal.
Yeah.
Oh man, I just like. So I don't know, like what's funny to me about this these days, like I don't know to what degree you guys like have, you know, in your lives, you know, at present or past at any stage have participated in like, you know, competitive sports and athletics and stuff. But there's like as hilarious and ridiculous as it is, at the same time there's so much almost accuracy behind the intensity of it. Like when you're in the zone, like I think that's what makes it so funny for me these days, you know, like with all the kickboxing and stuff that I do these days and, you know, the competitive nature of that. Just like there's a certain amount of like the absurdity that the lines kind of bring forth really do kind of reflect for me the absurdity of competitive sports, because on the one hand, the stakes are so low because it's just a game. And even at the highest levels, ultimately, it's all just for entertainment. So we can look at a bunch of people going out and playing a game. But when you're in it, like, there's nothing more important to you than that in the world. And it's such an interesting dichotomy. And I feel like there's almost a sense of like tapping into that he does with these lines in this whole cribbage match.
No, I can relate to that. I mean, Newsman, you can too, from our time in theater. I can relate to that, like really losing yourself in a role, and like you know what the phrase used to be, newsman, leave everything on the stage, right?
Yeah.
Yep. And then some. And we did. We left so much.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, this is actually a really relatable line, told in a very funny and amusing way, but pretty poignant.
Yeah.
In any case, they score some points. There are high fives and claps, but yet the crowd is half frozen and unresponsive. I guess they need blood splattered all over their faces to keep them from yawning, which is this really funny line. That's excellent.
Again, very relatable when it comes to like fighting and MMA and anything. Like, the Just Bleed crowd. That's a very real brand of fan in that realm of competition. That they just want blood, man. They don't care about technique.
It's also relatable in theater. Sometimes you'll have a crowd that will really play off of you, and it's really enjoyable to perform for them. But then you'll have like a stilted crowd where like there's no energy in the crowd, and you just feel dead by comparison too.
And that's when you really have to work too, because then, I mean, without the energy from the crowd, you don't have that edge sometimes,
No,
and
it's
you
true.
have to really kind of pull in from somewhere deep just to keep the energy up.
Yep.
Or at least
Usually you can
deep.
usually feed off of the audience's energy.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Next up, they introduce Marcus Flint, who is called the most hideous boy in the world, has the ball. He has a lumber pile in his mouth that he is calling teeth, and he is a mean SOB. Yeah, that's a good one. And this kind of plays back to what I said before. I've heard accusations that Brad is sexist and he deliberately insults the looks of only women. And then I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? When I hear them say that, I'm like, he destroys everybody based on their looks.
Very, very equal opportunity in making fun of everyone.
He's an equal opportunity insulter when it comes to what they can't help, which is their looks. I'm not saying I agree with it. It is funny.
Say, it's still mean, but he's equally mean
sexist,
to everybody.
No, it is not sexist. That is it's absurd. And I'm calling out the Potterless podcast for saying this. Brad does not insult just women. I mean, look at poor Joey Lumbermouth here.
Although I'm willing to bet those were prosthetic teeth.
Were they prosthetic teeth? I hope so too. I mean, he is British.
I have a feeling they were not, unfortunately. I think I remember seeing an interview with him once just because he was happy to be there. And he ends up being one of the nicest, just like Draco Malfoy's actor is, nice. This guy ends up being real nice. But I think I remember that the smile was pretty similar.
Could be, yeah. I mean, it's possible that like my teeth before braces were at least that bad. I had nasty teeth before I went through orthodontics and everything.
No, it's true. Us Americans, we never get a chance to know how awful our teeth will look because our dental care is decent. The poor Brits, they don't have that luxury. But in any case, moving on.
They have yet to discover. They have yet to discover toothbrushes, and it's a foreign technology to them. One day they'll catch up.
So next, the Gryffindor players get the ball back, and I'll play another clip.
Beautifully powerful, earnest warriors of Gryffindor handle the ball and release it as a team past the obviously inexperienced Slytherin goalie. Fuck yes! Harry releases a primal yelp.
So good. And
it gets me every time because it's just like he does such a good job of ramping the level up out of nowhere when like particularly with the swears and everything. And like when you see it lined up, like synced up with children, it just it's so good.
It's so funny. And this is another example that we had discussed previously in Viraboy where Brad doesn't really do a lot of like voice acting, but he kind of has like special mannerisms for like different characters. He doesn't really change his voice a lot. He just changes a little bit about the way he says it. There's some like understated quality to it.
Definitely a difference between his narration and him. being a
Yeah,
character.
it's almost born out of like inflection as opposed to actually like doing a voice or anything. And it's like, and which honestly kind of to me makes it more impressive too, because it's like to be able to like invoke different character traits and attitudes and everything without having to resort to doing like a full cast of silly voices and stuff and accents and everything is okay. It's pretty impressive, truthfully.
It gets hard to do silly voices a lot because
Yeah.
you end up you almost need like an audio notes of like examples of what each voice is supposed to be, because you lose track of what each voice is supposed to be and then you forget.
It is one of the hardest things. So like for me, I don't know how much like experience you guys have with it, but I play a lot of D&D. And I like mercifully at this point, like right now as we're recording this, I'm getting a nice break from being the DM where I get to be a player for once when my other players decided they wanted to be DM. And I was like, you could do it for as long as you want, because prior I hadn't been a player in 10 years, but being a DM, you have to do tons of voices. And it's like, I kind of fell into a habit where I would basically imagine some different character and I would just do a note where I'd be like, okay, this character sounds like John Malkovich. This character has like a Morgan Freeman voice. This character, and I would do things like that because it is so hard to keep track of voices and remember exactly how you did it. Because like one day you might just kind of like on a like in a fit of inspiration, nail some voice that gets it just right. And if you don't remember how you did it, it's like, well, I guess we're never going to get that magic back again. So it's like it is so hard to do.
I bet it must be exhausting being a DM. It must be fun to like occasionally just sit back and enjoy yourself as a player.
I am having so much fun being able to just be one character, because like the other thing too, not to let it be too much of a tangent here, but one of the things that's hard about being a DM is you can't really get attached to most of your characters because they're very much going to be like come and go depending on what the character or what the players decide they want to do.
Yes. This is orc number 3. He's going to die in 5 minutes.
Yeah, it's like he's either going to die or he's just like a fixture in this one city that they're just passing through or something like that. Or they'll eventually finish the quest and there'll be reason to move on. For whatever reason, very few of your characters are going to be super long-lasting ones. And even if they are, they're not, like their purpose isn't to have much in the way of character growth. So you just kind of end up having these like sort of like they don't have to be one-dimensional per se, but these pretty stationary types of characters. And then whereas when you're like an actual player, you get to add a lot of depth. Like I'm having so much fun playing a character right now that I get to add depth to. He is so much more complicated than any character I've done as a DM, and I'm having so much fun with it. And I think it drives some of the other players insane because I'm going crazy with it. And he is like such an in-depth, complex character that can be so frustrating for them sometimes. But I'm like, no, I refuse to just make a character that does nothing but just like show up and fight. Like he's got personality. He's fully realized.
Yeah, it's probably a little more relaxing to be a player. There's so much responsibility as a DM. But moving on, we
can proceed.
The game proceed. Man, I don't even remember where we are. I'm gonna have to edit this out. So the ball is against Slytherins, and Joey Lumbermouth pounds a ball at Major Wood and knocks him out. I mean, we've all seen this. I'm pretty sure that's an illegal move. Joey Lumbermouth is a chaser. I don't think he's allowed to handle the beater bats. This is one of those situations where the ref was probably paid off or something. But he's out cold. Harry positively ignites with rage, and Lumbermouth shows his namesake as Hardcastle worries under her muffed ears. And that's because Hardcastle is wearing earmuffs at the time.
Muffed ears.
The game keeps going. Slytherin scores a bunch of points. Harry yells "fuck." Very well in time with Daniel Radcliffe like making angry faces. It's great.
It's like that's honestly one of my favorite lines of the whole movie, just because of how well it lines up with Danny Boy's facial experience.
The game proceeds again. Harry could kill everyone for this, and then two of the Slytherin players, who are called Woodpile and Ernie, they call them, which is great. They play rough and unclean on a beautiful Gryffindor player. Those boys are just fucking awful. They railroad her into the bleachers, and down she goes.
Fuck! Fucking shit! Harry is all but hulking out at this point. Everyone is outraged as Slytherin scores again.
It's all but hulking out.
Oh man.
Oh, it's so good. This incidentally, like just again, commenting on like Harry Potter at large. What a violent sport, and they don't play like a watered down version in school. Like they let those kids just full on murder each other in this game.
No, there's no fucking touch football in cribbage.
Yeah. Crazy.
The serenity of being a seeker in this position too, because he's just sitting up there watching.
Oh yeah, you get to just chill and enjoy the scenery. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, being a seeker is a boring position, isn't it?
Unless you're really eyeball, because I remember watching this part of the movie and going, he's really not looking for the snitch that hard. In fact, the only way he actually sees the snitch is because it flies right in front of his face. Otherwise, he's just watching the game and everything that's going on around him.
He's got to do better than that. But that actually moves us on to chapter 20, which it doesn't have a title in the YouTube series, so I titled it "Harry Loves Death."
Yeah.
Why don't we popcorn to Enviroboy?
All right. Harry is a pensive, hungry falcon. Once the snitch twitches into Harry's view, he is off in a meteoric streak of red. But just as HP zips after the snitch, his broom starts freaking out. It's as if someone had a hold of the broom and was just trying to shake HP off. Is he a bad seeker? The crowd asks. No, I just think his broom is cursed.
Just offhand.
I think his broom is cursed. But luckily, Harmony uses an ocular enhancing spell, which is just binoculars. Another example of a mundane act being attributed to a spell, which is hilarious. She spies Snake. Snake! Oh my god, of course. She's putting a spell on Harry. Something must be done. Harry continues to flop and roll in the air like a donut of sorts. His safety is an afterthought. That snitch has teased him into a frenzied maniac. Mouthoil is overjoyed. Snake continues her magical broom shaking, and Harry yells fuckword after fuckword.
I absolutely, to this day, like will actively say fuckword as part of my vernacular thanks to this. Like it is just, it's so hilarious to me to use the word as the censor for the word.
This is a core memory for me because you know what, Newsman, you probably remember this. When I was a teenager, I was watching The Departed. It used to hold. This is my small digression. I swear it's quick.
Oh, you definitely get to have one. I owe both of you guys like 3 apiece.
I deserve this.
I'm listening intently.
I deserve this. The Departed used to hold the record for the most F words in a movie, I think. And I was watching it, and it was during one of Mark Wahlberg's scenes, I think. And my dad came in and was watching it too, and he's like, "Wow, they say the fuck word a lot." Hilarious.
I remember him being genuinely stunned.
Yeah, but it didn't stop him from saying it, which is so funny because like my dad, he was the kind of guy, he wouldn't say shit if he had a mouthful of it. I could count on one hand as a child how many times I heard him curse. So so out of character. It was hilarious.
That's such a core memory for everyone. The first time you ever hear your parents swear, like I can still remember the first time I ever heard my mom drop the S-bomb. Like that was a wild day. We were like in the car and she like in a fit of like borderline road rage. And if you guys know my mom, that is like shocking because she is the most gentle individual in the world. And she was just like so upset that she like swore, and I looked at her and she was like immediately mortified, like, oh, I've ruined my baby's precious years.
Well, in any case, after the fuck words, Harmony creeps like a phantom up to the backside of Snake's bleachers. She's going to try and stop him because, quote, she is so worried that Harry will die. He is the only person that is nice to her.
The thing that's sad about that is like within the lore of the story at that stage, it's almost true.
Yeah, pretty much Ron and Harry were her only friends at this point.
And even then, like at that stage, like Ron was only just barely her friend at that point.
It was a trial friendship for
yeah,
sure.
Exactly. They were like, okay, well, we're still riding the coattails of the whole troll situation.
And we're still feeling a little guilty for making you cry, so we're giving you a chance, but you got one chance. I mean, to be fair, Hermione was kind of an insufferable know-it-all in the first book, and then she became more tolerable after that.
Yeah, once they became friends, it seemed like she loosened up a little. There was still some more in the Chamber of Secrets with like the polyjuice potion and all that she was there, but she wasn't as bad. In fact, that's probably the only reason they actually succeeded in anything.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, that's the thing. That's the thing. Like, she kind of gets away with it because despite being a know-it-all, like none of them would have had any of the success they did at all without her.
Yeah, dropping spoilers.
Dropping spoilers. Sorry, my headphones fell off for a second, so I had to retrieve them.
You're so overcome with the power of dear readers that it blew his headphones clear off his head.
So she conjures up this is a good line right here. She conjures up such a hot-foot spell that Snake will have to remember it long after she is in the grave, where no more hot-foot spells will ever tread. Yes! And then she starts the fire there. Just a ridiculous stream of verbal diarrhea in that sentence. It cracks me up.
A hot-foot spell.
Love that.
And then Snake starts to, whip and lash around, and it says, Snake is so distracted that he wrecks all of those around her. Queerman, Velasquez, Monster Mash, Zuma Kroom, they're all pissed for Snake tossing about so wildly.
The name.
Who the fuck is Monster Mash?
One of the other professors that looks bizarre, I guess.
I mean, my favorite one of those has got to be Zuma Kroom. It's so creative.
It's so good. Random. It's so stupid.
Yep. Let's popcorn to Enviroboy.
Okay. Gotcha. But Harry has gained control and is after that snitch like a fucking rocket. Ziff!
This is a long clip that I have here, but it's just because Brad does like one continuous second, it's sentence.
Like full stream of consciousness.
It feels like it's like 20 seconds long. So apologies, it's a long clip, but it's funny.
That Slytherin sneaker has been after it for a while, but I feel bad for him because he is stupid and Harry is a rocket-ized animal who will stop at nothing. Yes, they crash each other as hard as they can as the snitch leads them straight down. That snitch leads them down, right down into certain doom. Are they gonna crash? Yes, they're gonna crash, but Harry loves death. He says, bring it on. He is like a demon long dead with nothing left to lose. The weak-ass Slytherin pulls away, but Harry pulls up just in time. He is standing on his broom like it is an extension of his body. He reaches out, almost having the snitch, but he stumbles and falls. Oh my God. Is Harry gonna vomit? Of course not. Like a viper, Harry used his voracious mouth as his catcher. He has got that snitch in his animal belly. And pop, it is out. They've won. 100,000 points for fucking Gryffindor.
Oh my gosh, this is so
I apologize
good.
for how long that clip was, but it's hilarious.
I picture his face just going red reading that, just in terms of just yelling and getting into it.
He has passion. He has passion for this line right here.
Oh yeah. I love it may be my favorite line of the whole thing. Are they gonna crash? Yes, they're gonna crash, but Harry loves death.
Harry loves death.
That's why it's the title. That's why it's the title of the chapter that I assigned to it. Hilarious. You nailed it right on the head, Newsman. It's like he is turning red when he barely takes a fucking breath during those lines.
The way he's delivering it, I would have to almost stand up. I couldn't be doing that into a microphone sitting down just because you're getting so into it.
No, you need the diaphragmatic bellows, man, in order to deliver those kinds of lines with passion. Yeah, it's a good one. And of course, they're like, they've won 100,000 points for fucking Gryffindor. which is hilarious because it draws attention to the fact that the rest of the game doesn't fucking matter. It's just all the snitch.
Yeah.
Absurd. Absolutely absurd.
So good.
The crowd goes absolutely bazonkers. The crowd is destroying its throats, calling Harry's name. Harry feels right with himself. He's down there, a new god who has found a calling. He holds up that snitch and bellows. And here's the last clip for this chapter.
I am a beautiful animal. I am a destroyer of worlds. I am Harry fucking Potter. And dear readers, at last the world was quiet.
God damn.
I love the concept of that much drama. Again, relating to what we kind of were touching on earlier, over like basically what amounts to like an intramural like field hockey game.
Yep. We're not even talking varsity league here.
Yeah, no, like this is a middle school club. Like this is like at best this is like the travel league, like the travel hockey league that your parents sign their kid up for because they're pretty good, and the school doesn't have its own team.
He's basically a freshman red shirt.
Yeah,
who's barely a red shirt. He's only playing because again the teacher bought him the broom.
Yep. And it's like 100%. There's like a mix of nepotism plus like they're gonna get great marketing if it's like Harry Potter that's on there. That's some great PR right there to have the boy who lived also be the boy who played, the boy who won. Like everyone loves a hero story, so they're really propping him up.
He wasn't even the chosen one at this point.
That's true.
That is the epic end to the cribbage match, which, I mean, I don't know, guys. It's overwhelming how fun this section is.
It's so hilarious. Like, it's incredible how much more fun. Like, not that it wasn't fun, like to watch it is the original movie, especially as a kid. You get all fired up. This is like the first big action sequence. I mean, I guess there's the troll, but like the whole thing is just like the most action we've seen in the movie so far. So as a kid, you sit there, watch it, and you love it. But I would 100% watch this version of it again and again, way more than I would the original.
Yeah.
Like he just injects so much life into it with, as you're saying, the nature of him like pacing back and forth like some sort of radio commentator who's just losing his mind, like the guy who just watched like the Mariners win the World Series or something.
Channeling some Rush Limbaugh here.
I was thinking more Harry Carey, but either way.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to be controversial here. If you don't like it, like, comment, and subscribe.
Yeah.
Anyway,
like, comment, and leave me the crap alone.
Chapter. The next chapter is chapter 21, which is called Christmas Yes. And it starts off with Harry, Ron, and Hermione walking with Hagar, discussing
this one
their
has
fears
so many
about
good
Snape.
lines, too.
It does.
I think this is the chapter.
Weren't we saying this the other day? I keep saying, oh, it's such a good line. This is such a good line. I feel like I'm saying it all the time. It's a redundant statement. They're all so good.
I know, right?
Well, anyway, they're discussing with Hagar their concerns about Snake. And they mentioned to Hagar what they saw about Snake doing, the bloody leg, the hot foot that Harmony gave her. All this does nothing for Hagar. He tells them each to bugger off, but then, in his rage, he accidentally drops the name Nick Flannel in association with Dumbledore and the gunny sack. Hilarious name, Nick Flannel.
Yeah.
Instead of having Nicholas Flamel, we have his cousin who lives in Minnesota. I'm Nick Flannel, eh?
Nick Flannel. Oh yeah, I think I know him. He's the one with the fishing shanty out on the lake over there. He always takes up the corner and gets all mad if you get up in his space. He says you're gonna scare away the fish, eh?
I tell you what, if you talk to his wife, she'll give you her hot dish recipe. It's the best hot dish you ever had. I tell you what,
it's the best. It's the best. And if you ever have a summer barbecue with her, she'll make a dessert fluff that's just to die for.
Just like every other Midwesterner, eh? He's just a good neighbor. Lets you borrow his sauna all the time.
Yep. And we'll judge you, but we'll not do it to your face, and we'll still say all the polite things, but we'll go ahead and judge you, but in a very in a tone that says to our friends that we're really just concerned for their well-being.
You know what's so funny is that's the iconic accent for Midwesterners, but we all know. I mean, we're doxing ourselves a little bit. We are Midwesterners, and I feel like our accent is the most neutral. I feel like I don't have an accent at all, and other people have told me that too. You just sound normal.
You gotta go to the West and you gotta go to the South to be corrected there, because everyone else in the world will shake their heads at that and say you guys have the biggest, most pronounced. It's like we're just talking fast through a lot of things. Is kind of how I sum it up.
I have heard that people say that we speak fast.
Yeah, I've heard that, and I know for me, in particular, I have a couple speech mannerisms that even locally people look at me weird, and I don't know where they came from. But they're part of my vernacular, and that's the way that I talk. For example, I don't say our brand of Midwestern, the most common one is to say to have a pop or something, but I say have a soda. I say I want to have a soda. And that's kind of a weird one for me locally. And the other one is the way I pronounce car, which I definitely elongate the air to it more than most people around me do. And I don't know why I do those things. I just do.
Are you from Boston?
It probably started with me doing it as a gag, and then I did it so much that I stopped doing it ironically.
It evolved. It evolved into something outside of itself.
Yeah, right.
Boston, that makes me think of the Jaws line, the cat in the yard.
Oh, see, but I still say the full R, so it's more like a car.
Ah,
yeah.
Car. Well, that's more Scottish. Interesting.
Yeah, right. Exactly, and I don't know where it came from. I don't know. Because I guess I could do the whole ancestry thing and be like, I'm 132nd Cherokee princess about my Welsh ancestry, but to act like that would be any influence would be so incredibly disingenuous.
Yeah, because that's 300 years ago or something.
Oh, it's 10 generations removed at this point in time. It's meaningless.
Well, in any case, Midwestern accents aside, Nick Flannel aside, back to the movie.
Yeah, not Nick Flannel aside. That's where it all began.
He accidentally drops the name Nick Flannel, and then that leads us to the next clip.
Fuck. He yells so loud that the birds rattle out of their trees. You fuckers made me spill the beans.
The interactions with Hagar are so good, because it is 100% always just him exasperatedly being just so put out by the children and expressing it so aggressively.
I know, it's a really antagonistic relationship between Hagar and the kids.
So funny.
Basically everybody except for Dumbledore. I think of when he met Harry's family, his extended family, he was pretty exasperated through that as well.
Yeah, that's true.
And with Harry.
It's even worse in this version, though. Harry seems to actively dislike Hagar. I mean, we go back to the first few chapters. Clearly, sidekicking for Hagar would suck balls.
I always got the sense that this version of Harry just saw Hagar as a very simple person that just can't hang with Harry's godlike prowess.
He is the jester to Harry's king energy.
Yeah, no doubt.
Anyway, the kids are unmoved by his outburst, and they press on him with the question, "Who's Nick Flannel? What's in this vault? Are we to die in our beds, Hagar?" Hagar apparently has had enough. He's had enough of the questioning, and he turns to leave. But Harry notices that he leaves with the face of a leaving father, a father that leaves forever, if you know what I mean. Fucking dark. Jesus, dark.
It's so dark. It took a very swift turn, very, very quickly.
All right.
Is this a dark shadow from Brad's past, I wonder?
Ooh.
I don't know. It's a good line though. It's pretty funny.
So good.
So we then open into a Christmas time scene. Hagar pulling along a tree. High, happy music follows him in. There's a busy bee atmosphere, but not the usual busyness of school, but of a selfish exodus. of students packing and groveling as a few gross out teachers decorate for no one. And then when he says gross out teachers, it zooms right in on Flitwick, or Professor Pizza Face, as he is better known. Okay. Environboy, I want you to read the next lines.
All right. Harmony makes her way through the mostly empty cafeteria and sits down with our heroes, who are testing their strategical wits with a thunderous game of chess. Though Harry is Ronnie the Bear's superior in most fields, it is strategy and planning that the bear is known for, among other traits, I'm sure.
The part that I really like about this, it is strategy and planning that the bear is known for, among other traits, I'm sure. It's like, well, he's, Harry's pretty much his superior in everything. He's got some good traits. This and that.
He's kind of funny or something.
I'm sure there's other things. I'm sure.
Like he's the guy. He's there, he's got his thing.
Always fairly nondescript.
This is kind of the role that Ron is kind of pigeonholed into. Harry is so awesome, so popular, and very talented that what is poor Ron next to him?
I'm gonna say it's such an obvious imbalance dynamic between them that even Rowling over the course of the books addresses it a couple times, which is a level of nuance that isn't always seen in those books.
No, it's true. It's true. I mean, they really get into it in what is it, book 6? No.
Book 4, really, with Goblet of Fire.
Book 4.
First time it really starts hitting heavy.
True.
Yeah,
well,
big time.
That leads us to our next clip, and this is a great one.
Harmony feels small in their presence, so she decides to split hairs with the bear. Say, Ron, you look tired. Have you ever been tested for diseases? Ron replies, at least I'm not a hideous fucker. She says, are you going home for Christmas? I'm going home. My family's got money. He says, no, we're staying here. We're gonna find out who that fucking Nick Flannel is and rule the fucking school. So run home and open your presents. I hope you get a new pillow to cry into.
Just absolute destruction of poor Harmony there.
The thing is, though, even Harmony does get in a few licks in that whole exchange. And I think one of the reasons I love that one so much is 1,000,000%. Myself with various friends throughout my life, 100% would absolutely have those types of roast offs. Like, maybe not quite to that degree because we couldn't sit there and write a script for it, but absolutely we would just take the piss out of each other like that. It's such a real human interaction to do that.
That's definitely something that boys do with each other for sure.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
I love the abruptness of the line. At least I'm not a hideous fucker. I mean, it's not clever, it's not witty, but it is fucking funny.
Well, and it's one of those lines too where it's like, as unclever as it is, if spoken quickly, like if the timing is there, it's perfect. It's all you need.
Oh man, yeah, I just love that. I love that scene. We move on to Christmas morning. Harry wakes up on Christmas morning and he discovers that Ronnie the Bear has assembled a fine morning's fire to take the edge off. He's wearing a sweater that he himself has made out of a dragon's hide. And then he says, you get a strange bag down here with your name on it, HP. Now, this is funny in that he's got a homemade sweater that he's made out of a dragon's hide. Do you think that this is deliberate, ignorance, or do you think this is a kind of the thing where Brad doesn't quite know what's going on, so he's just kind of making it up as he goes along, which would be great too. I love that. I love the idea of
knowing at least from what I've heard, I'm not gonna assert that this is 100% accurate because who the crap knows. But from what I understand, Neely was only vaguely familiar with the books and even the movie when he went about doing this. And assuming that's true, 1,000,000%, he had no idea the actual lore behind the Weasley sweaters, and it's just him riffing something.
That is even funnier, though. I love that. That's great. Harry overtakes the stairwell like an oiled gazelle and in moments is scrutinizing the gift card like a detective.
I love, sorry to interject, but I love the oiled gazelle thing because when you watch him, he runs down like the most awkward going through growth spurts child you have ever seen handle stairs. It is incredible. Yeah. It's like a toddler trying to walk to the cookie jar.
Oh, I feel seen when I watch him running down the stairs like that. I used to run down the stairs like that too. Just like fucking clomping every step as loud as possible, but very efficient. Down the stairs fast.
Oh, go.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, that brings up another core memory, Newsman. You remember the incident in your dad's house when you like went down the stairs like a fucking slide?
Yes, I remember it as if it were yesterday. It hurt.
This is a ridiculous story that will not take that long. If you weren't there, you would think that we were bullshitting, and you can continue to think that. It's still a funny story, but I went down the stairs. Newsman went after me, and at the bottom of the stairs was one of those like doors that has like the like almost like blinds on it. You know what I'm talking about? Like Venetian blinds.
It was it was an old wooden Amish-made slat door. So it had but instead of like plastic blinds, these were wood slats. So
So I go down the stairs. Newsman comes behind me, and I hear clunk and as he's sliding down the stairs, and both of his feet pop out, boom, like a fucking cartoon. And then hilarious.
It wasn't halfway down the stairs. It was from the top all the way to the bottom. And they were not it was a pretty good flight of stairs. It was not short, and it was carpeted. They were carpeted stairs, so you can imagine the rug burn. So it was like a little both things plus the wood, my stocking feet shooting through the bottom.
So
that
funny.
Adds something to it. The concept of your feet just exploding through the door.
Yeah, it was hilarious.
It was a math teacher at the time, so that I was told later that whole incident was turned into an equation to teach students in terms of angles.
That's hilarious.
So,
yeah, it makes me think. Like I've never. It doesn't have the added hilarity of stocking feet sticking through a slat door. But I can remember the time when I was like, golly, it would have been like 5th or 6th grade, sometime around that age. And I witnessed a friend. I was over at a friend's house, and I witnessed him fall down the stairs because like he was one of those kids who like his socks always kind of like half fell off throughout the day, but he would never fix them, so they were always just kind of like flapping like little bunny ears off his toes. And he was going down the stairs, and I was behind him at the top of the stairs, and he stepped on his own sock and tripped himself and went tumbling like somersaulting down the stairs.
Oh no, you hate to see it.
It was he was fine, but I remember standing at the top of the stairs just watching, like just like in my little kid head being like, what am I supposed to do in this scenario? I feel like I'm supposed to help him, but there's literally nothing I can do.
You just laugh. You just laugh.
Yeah, right. That's what it was. Like I stood and watched in horror until I saw him get up, and he kind of like put his hand on his head, like "ow!" Like he clearly bumped his head. But then after that, we both started laughing. I was like, "Okay, all right, we're clear to laugh. He's okay. He doesn't need an emergency room."
Oh man, that's hilarious. Newsman and I have all sorts of absurd, ridiculous stories that if you weren't there, you wouldn't believe that it actually happened. It was they were so fucking stupid.
Story of my life.
But anyway, we don't have time for all the stories.
Oh, we're gonna make time for all the stories. We will make this a 30-part podcast series if we have to tell all of our anecdotes.
I've got a lot of antidotes that I need to tell. So anyway, Ron watches in boredom as Harry's opening up his gift. He thinks of Harry, who needs this simple joy of Christmas, and Ron for a moment is thankful for his own gigantic family. Harry opens up the invisibility cloak. Oh, wait, spoiler alert, we don't know that it's an invisibility cloak yet. Ron jokingly demands that Harry has to model it because it is a sick-looking, out-of-fashion cloak, I quote. But lo ho ho, dear readers, it is a cloak indeed. A cloak with a cloaking device, an invisibility cloak. Hilarious.
So good.
Our two heroes stand there for moments pondering its uses, the dastard halves of their juvenile minds running wild before a practical use presents itself. And that leads us into chapter 22, which is titled Invisibility On. Who would like to read the next line?
I can be on it. The scene opens in the school's library, and a mysterious floating lantern is making its way alone in the darkness. It is our Velveteen Hamlet tipping on toes towards the restricted portion of the library. Once he is in, he is scanning and scrutinizing the spines, looking for two words. Nick Flannel.
I really like that line. It's said with such intensity. He is looking for two words. Nick Flannel.
Nick Flannel.
So Harry casts off the cloak, feeling brave enough to challenge anything, and that leads us into our next clip.
Once visible, he draws a random book off the shelf to sample some of this over-talked-about, restricted content. But first thing he sees is, wow! Just as Harry was about to demand of the Facebook the whereabouts of this Nick Flannel, the screeching voice of Dazzler issues through the halls.
Oh my God, the timing of that is so good. And like the almost bored version of the scream that is blah. So good.
I really love that. I really love that scene. Hey, Match, it's another keystone scene where you can really tell if you've synced up the audio correctly when you're watching it.
I love the concept also of just some dickhead sitting there like writing a book and then going like, I'm gonna mess with so many people, and just like bewitches it to scream at them anytime they open it. Like what a prank to pull. Because like it's not even one that the guy's gonna get to enjoy. He's just like, this is gonna get so many people so good. And then what's added to that, the concept that the school librarian is like, yep, we're gonna keep this one in the collection.
These modern YouTube pranksters don't even have an inkling of that kind of chaos. They're amateurs. Oh man.
Just a prank, bro? No, you have no idea what a prank is, bro.
Why don't you read the next line?
It's such a grinding tone that Harry's hand bones vibrate and drop the lantern to the ground. It breaks loudly. Now, Harry knows he could easily take this weenie Dazzler, but now is not the time or place. Invisibility on.
It's great.
That's so good.
Dazzler unknowingly grazes by our hero, who is stealth as a kitten in mittens. Another great line. And that brings us to another clip. This one is hysterical. I had to have Brad say it in his own words.
Dazzler is a man who has obviously never heard the laugh of a lover, never heard the phrase, "you are fine," from a doctor.
From a doctor.
Makes me feel like it implies that he has seen a doctor, I'm sure.
It's so bad. Like the adding it as an afterthought too. Oh my God.
I know the pause there is really what sells it. That's why I was like, we need to just have this as a clip. I'm not going to try reading this one out loud. It's funny.
It's so good. Oh my gosh.
Man, it's great. This is another good line right here. Harry exits the library as his heart goes out to the man who is servant and friend only to a cat with bloody eyeballs.
That would be like, as much of a crazy cat lady as I am, that would be kind of a rough existence.
Yeah.
Your only friend is a cat.
Right.
Hilarious.
Especially in this lore where he's the servant.
Exactly. Harry runs into the blood-eyed cat, and the cat can see him, and he's like, obviously the cloak does not work on Animalia. He quietly treads around the corner, and dear readers, he stumbles upon Snake and Queerman having an excited talk up against the wall, very close and breathy, in the dark, romantically arguing, heatedly. And out of context, and if you have no audio to play off of, it kind of does look like they're having like a sexy moment there, doesn't it?
Yeah. It's like it's such a good example of how context is so critical for everything always.
Snake is demanding loyalty or something from Queerman, and Snake seems to hear Harry. Oh God, Harry, you're breathing too loud. Breathe into your sleeve, for God's sakes.
Oh God, Harry.
Yeah, that's. I don't even know. Is that breaking the third wall, the fourth wall? I don't even know. He's speaking to the characters.
The whole building
narrating.
has been demolished at that point in time.
Hilarious. It's great.
There are no freestanding structures here.
Oh, you know what? There's one more clip that I want to play that I have not prepared, but it's really funny. One of you guys read some of the remaining lines while I cue this up.
And Snake finishes her conversation. Their eyes display nothing and everything. Dazzler is now upon the professors and displays the still hot lantern that was dropped. The gig is up. There were kids in the adult books. Snake is off, and Harry creeps like an icy ghost down around the halls.
That's great. That's great. So you know what? We don't even need the clip. Hilarious. The restricted section being called the adult books is chef's kiss. I love it.
Oh, it's so good. And like this is another one where lining it up with the facial expressions is so good because there's that pause in between. There are kids, and then like it pauses and like everyone's just kind of looking at like Filch at Dazzler like he just is the most insane person ever, and they're really confused. Like, why are you saying this? And then he goes, in the adult books, and then Snape and Quirrell both just like freak out and run off.
And what I also love is that when Dazzler says there were kids in the adult books, he kind of breaks into like this perverted looking smile at the end of it.
In the adult books.
Like he knows all about the adult books.
Frequent visitor.
He's absolutely part of like several romantasy book clubs.
The connoisseur.
He is into adult book aficionada.
A close cousin to equine, porcelain equine aficionada.
Miniature equine aficionada. The next chapter is chapter 23, which is called The Gate of Shit. Harry leads himself into a room that he has never entered, just in case they look for him where he usually goes. The room is huge and empty, and Harry's eyes take a while to adjust to the darkness. But he sees the mirror of Erised in the back. The mirror is warm and perfect. The reflection has no warbles. Now, warbles, is that a real word? Warbles?
Yeah, but probably not used in the right context here.
I was gonna say I only know it as in like a bird, like a warbler, as like sort of like a vocal tone.
Yeah,
well, it's not quite a war. Sorry, go ahead, newsman. Sorry.
No, I am just agreeing. He's definitely not using it in its correct definition or context.
It almost sounds correct. It almost sounds.
I was
gonna
say, well, the thing is like, and even with that context of like a warbling voice, like the concept of a warble within like a vocal tone is like some sort of vibrato. So you kind of have like a wobbling or a warbling. And if I were to think of like a funhouse mirror where it's all like wavy and stuff, that does somehow feel like the visual version of a warble. So it kind of works, but it's definitely a very Shakespearean approach to language.
It is a warp and a wobble combined into one. It is a warble. It just makes sense. Yeah. In fact, I think it makes more sense than in the audio quality. Just makes sense.
Possibly,
well, in any case, the mirror activates his magical eye to reveal a secret image. Oh my God, could it be? Are those my parents? Harry asks. Harry knows that they are dead, but could heaven be here in this cold, cold reflection? His parents seem to animate and respond. This is heaven's entrance. His mother? She is beautiful. The guy? He seems pretty cool too. It's a funny line, and it foreshadows a big revelation in Brad Neely's version of the telling of Harry Potter's story, which is pretty funny. I'm going to play this next clip. This next clip, I don't think it's funny. It's very good, and so I want to hear what you guys think of it.
He reaches out to feel the blue face of his world's perimeter. He wonders what it would be like, what it would have been if these people had remained. Harry feels his trapezius along in time with his mother. This is mine, they both say, in scary, scary unison.
Now that line actually gives me chills. It's not even a funny line. It's just really good writing.
I was gonna say, there's actually something kind of beautiful about it.
It is. Yeah.
I just chuckle at the scary, scary unison. It's another very visual telling. You can almost picture them doing it.
Yeah.
It's a very good line. It's quite emotional, pretty beautiful actually. In addition to being hilarious, I think Brad is just a good writer.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
Well,
I mean, I feel like there's a certain amount of like you have to be good at drama to be good at comedy and vice versa, because you kind of have to understand both to be able to get the opposites of them. Like, I don't know, that might be an overbroad perspective on it, but it definitely they feel like they're kind of two sides of the same coin in a lot of ways. Like you can't really properly create and understand drama without also being able to sort of approach the antithesis of humor.
no, it's true. I mean, think about Jim Carrey, comedy guy, but think about him in what's his one movie where he forgets everything? Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. Yep, I couldn't remember the name.
He also does. He demonstrates some good chops in The Majestic, which I've always really enjoyed that movie too.
Yeah, good one.
I've never seen that one, but yeah. And then Robin Williams, of course, he had a ton of great dramatic roles. I mean, he was a fantastic actor. May he rest in peace.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Awakenings comes to mind.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
And the thing about it too is like if you are good at doing one and can deliver one of those between, serious and comedy, the addition of the other one can be that much more striking, right? It's like the concept of contrasting colors almost, where it's like the more you utilize purples effectively, the more that yellow really pops. It's like you can kind of get a lot of that, where it's like the more silliness you see from Robin Williams, the more that, that one scene everyone loves from Good Will Hunting really hits home.
Yeah.
Anybody want to read some of the next part?
Next thing you know, Harry is busting into Ronnie the Bear's chamber, disturbing him out of a beautiful slumber. If this is indeed the gate to heaven, he and his champion must enter it together. They swiftly navigate the castle's hallways and cast away the invisibility cloak once in the room of mirrors.
So this is coming up to my next clip, so I'm going to just introduce it quickly. However, when Ron the Mighty is stood in front of the gate of heaven, he begins straight away to denounce it.
He cries, "Heaven is for those too scared of nothingness. I will go no further than my mortal flesh will carry. This mirror is the sick bed of heaven, Harry, the eternity of pansy lives. Ronnie will have nothing to do with the mirror. He is only concerned with the flesh and the blood of the now. This destroys Harry."
Hilarious. So in this version of Harry Potter, Ron is not only a atheist / agnostic, he is like a militant atheist agnostic. It's hysterical. After he leaves Harry, it cuts to the next scene where Harry's sitting in front of the mirror, and it says, for 43 days straight, Harry sits in front of the gate of heaven, waiting for either God to appear or for Ronnie to come back and apologize. 43 days.
That's such a good concept too of it, like that dichotomy. It's like it's one or the other. Either God will appear or Ron's gonna apologize. One or the other. I'm not leaving. Like what a couplet going on there.
I will sit here and starve to death before I acknowledge weakness. Hilarious. But to Harry's surprise, neither shows up. Only the near-dead Dumbledore stumbles upon the vigil. Harry is considerably weakened and is actually taken aback by Dumbledore's presence. Dumbledore starts in, "Don't you want some cocoa or soup, Harry?" This is a beautiful clip, so I wanted to play it in all of its glory. It's a little long, but I think you'll agree. It's fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
Come away from the light of heaven's easy life. We need such a valiant, beautiful warrior, such as yourself, here to live and to hack the serpents of evil in two. Hell, into twos, into threes and fours. Your life will be the very envy of heaven and its slobbery inhabitants. No, Harry, you are meant to stride with us, the living, to course with us and our blood. You are meant to end when your share of that blood turns brown upon the rocks of glory. You and I shall drink tonight, Harry. We shall drink to life's confines, to life's pearly end, which is the nothingness of death, not the perpetual pansiness of heaven.
I love that. I love those lines. It's so funny.
There's actually something kind of like remarkably motivational about it too. Like the concept, like, no, your place is here among the living, and we will claw at life. And I don't know. There's something almost it's almost motivating, almost heartening to the
I know.
to the whole diatribe.
This is like up there with the great speeches, like Theoden's speech about death before the charge on the Pelennor fields.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's something Athenic about this in terms of.
I know. Yeah, you're totally right. You're totally right, Newsman. I was just thinking to myself, it sounds like something out of the Iliad, too.
Yeah.
Anyway, badass lines. I really enjoy that. It's also fun. My favorite part is, you are meant to end when your share of blood turns brown upon the rocks of glory. I think that sounds like a good name for like a metal song.
Oh, yeah.
Not the band name, because it's a little bit too long of a line, but maybe a deep cut song for like a death metal band.
Yeah. Or you don't even necessarily have to make it a title of anything. You could just make it like a line and a chorus. I think it'd go real well.
That would go well.
Actually, that whole speech would really be a sick chorus for some sort of prog metal song.
It's good. It's good. Dumbledore's shaking with passion, and then we get some questionable stuff of like co-opting Native American culture here that Brad does. I'm not a big fan of it, but I'll go ahead and say it. Harry is all but wrapped in a buffalo skin, dancing and shaking a bow and arrow around a ceremonial fire. His rite of passage is here. He's like a young Native American preparing to answer the question of life. That's a little bit questionable, but it was 2004. What are you gonna do?
I was gonna say it's showing it's like 20 years of age.
Yeah,
which actually really isn't that much time. Like, to think about how much time things have progressed, because absolutely back then, like I can remember that would have been a pretty nothing line, and the fact that we're now kind of like, well, I don't know about that one. Like that's pretty quick when you think about the grand strokes of history.
Now 20 years is a long time. Is kind of a long time though.
I don't know though. The way things are going, give it another 5 years, it might be back in vogue. We'll see what happens.
It probably will be. Hey, that's a presidential take.
That's true. Exactly. If you don't like that, then you're not presidential.
Then you're with the terrorists.
Yeah. Right.
Anyway.
And canceled.
Canceled. He talked about politics. Dumbledore's all a quiver, awaiting Harry's answer, and Harry answers yes.
Yes.
Well, that was a good time. That was a good time, gentlemen. I think we'll leave it off at the end of chapter 23, and then we'll pick it up chapter 24, Hagar's Tale, in the next episode, which is episode 5 of our Wizard People Dear Reader series. Really glad that Newsman Boyer could join us again. It was a lot of fun having you on.
Oh, yeah.
I enjoy listening in. This is always fun to hear it out, and plus just the nostalgia.
It's so
injection is beautiful.
And we're looking forward to having you on for the next one as well. Thank you for listening. Our gathering now draws to its close. The sigils dim, the echoes settle, and the veil folds itself once more. If tonight's revelation stirred something in you, carry that spark outward. Share the rite, speak the name, extend the circle. As tradition demands, we depart under our sacred mantra, ex locus interdictus sapientia. From forbidden places comes wisdom. Until our next gathering convenes, guard the fragments that you've claimed from the dark.